13-year-old girl who was found alive. The teen went missing back in October, so what's that, 3 months? It was the same time her parents were found dead in their home. Police say a suspect is in custody, but here's how Jayme was found.
My agency received a 911 call about 4:30 yesterday afternoon from an individual who was out walking her dog. Said she was approached by a young female claiming to be Jayme Closs. This lady immediately went to a nearby house, notified that neighbor of the claim, and this neighbor called 911, and my deputies responded en masse immediately and identified Jayme as the person that approached the neighbor, took control of her and possession of her and put her in safekeeping. And a short time later, one of my patrol sergeants happened to find a vehicle that matched the description that Jayme gave my deputies of the suspect, and pulled the vehicle over and took the suspect in custody at that time. Beyond that, Jayme was taken to a local hospital up in the Duluth Superior area, where she was looked over and examined, and she was held overnight for observation. And the suspect was interviewed and subsequently brought back down here to Barron County. That's all I have right now.
Thank you, Sheriff Dahlbeck, and thank you, deputies, for the work that they helped in this case. The suspect was arrested and is currently being held in the Barron County Jail. That suspect is Jake Thomas Patterson, Patterson. He is 21 years old, from Gordon, Wisconsin. He is currently being held on 2 counts of first-degree intentional homicide for the murder of Jayme's parents and 1 count of kidnapping. Barron County District Attorney Brian White will give a brief comment next.
Thank you, Sheriff Fitzgerald. First of all, I want to thank everyone with law enforcement for the tremendous work that they did to bring Jayme home. That starts with Sheriff Fitzgerald and the Barron County Sheriff's Department. It includes the FBI, the Division of Criminal Investigation, and the hundreds of officers who came to Barron County to assist in this investigation. I saw firsthand how brave, determined, and dedicated these men and women are. It has truly been an honor to see the work that they have performed as public servants to this community. It was only a few months ago that we as a community gathered to pray for Jayme's safe return at Barron High School. God has answered those prayers. The case will now be referred to the District Attorney's office. Our office will review the reports and then make a charging decision. It is my intent to have a criminal complaint filed by next week.
Certainly lots of questions still in this story. We've got Megan Roberts working on it. You listened to that news conference in full. What else did police reveal?
Well, they said that Jayme really gave them the break that they needed. So let's bring up some photos of Jayme so we can all see exactly what this 13-year-old girl looked like. There she is. Again, 13 years old, managed to escape from the home of her captor. There are a lot of details that are still missing, but police say they do believe that she was the only target, that she was targeted for this. They believe that the suspect killed her parents so that he could kidnap her. And they also, in that press conference, released a photo of the suspect. So let's take a look at him. There he is, 21-year-old Jake Thomas Patterson from Gordon, which is where they were found. Again, 2 counts of first-degree murder in relation to Jayme's parents, 1 count kidnapping. They say that he didn't have a criminal history, but he took very specific and significant steps to hide his identity. They said that he had planned a lot of his actions, and again, that he had killed her parents. This is what police allege with that suspect, because he wanted to take Jayme. There's still a lot of work to be done in this investigation, including trying to determine how this suspect entered the scene, because police said that he didn't have any previous contact with Jayme's parents, and when they were asked specifically whether this suspect had previous contact with Jayme. They said they're still trying to figure it out. They said they don't believe that the suspect and Jayme had any previous contact, but that's something that they're looking into, hoping to give more of an update on later. So those are some of the details that we learned from this, Suhana, but we know that there are still search warrants that they're conducting, a lot of investigations still to be done.
All right, you know, you couldn't write the Hollywood script for this, I bet. The story of her being found, that's what people are going to be talking about today. What really stood out for you?
We don't know how she escaped, but she was able to escape. Again, 13 years old, she's so young. And she knew that she had to get help, so she was walking along the street. She didn't know where she was, is what she told the people who found her. She didn't know where she was, walking along the street, and she found a woman walking her dog, and she just said, "I need help." Then she identified herself, and the woman thought, "Oh my goodness, this is the girl that everyone has been looking for." So that woman immediately took her to a neighbor and said, we've got to get this girl indoors. We've got to call 911. They knocked on this neighbor's door. The neighbor opened the door and then describes what happened next.
Our neighbor came up to our door with her big dog, and she kind of flung the door open and said, "Call 911, this is Jayme Closs." And right next to her was a very, slender-looking girl who looked exactly like Jayme Closs in the photographs that we've all seen. She just came in, said she was Jayme. We brought her in the house. She came and sat down in our living room with us, and we called 911 immediately. We've seen her face a lot, so I knew it was her the second she walked in the door. Yeah, she looked tired. She looked thin, I thought. Thinner than her photographs, anyway.
So she was discovered just before 5 p.m. She gave the police that description of that suspect vehicle, and just about 10 minutes later, Suhana, they had a suspect in custody. So she was so instrumental in the capture of the suspect and really in the break in the case.
We'll watch for more. Thank you, Megan.
You're welcome.